I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see.
Welcome to WYNT News, and I'll be your host, Dayton Washington. Today, 10 people died while listening to Tupac's new album, I Ain't Dead Yet. And guess what? They weren't black. In other news, economic experts have discovered that China owns damn near the whole country. And they believe that the takeover began in 1998 when the little Chinese buses started taking people from Boston to New York for pennies on the dollar. International news, poachers in West Australia has ravaged the wild kingdom, endangering many kangaroos, but to no surprise, the kangaroos are fighting back. But in international news, national news, today is no bandstand. Play my beat. I bet y'all think I can do that. Oh. Breaking news. Due to our country's current economic stakes, many businesses and corporations have been making an effort to contribute to our nation's green peace movement. Innovative multi-billionaire Nike has recently released a new product, the Nike Treetop. Made entirely of recycled paper, these kicks are not only inexpensive in styles but also quite fresh.
My Nike Treetops, but they're disposable.
I like my Nike Treetops because they're light as a feather.
I like my Nike Treetops with and without the handles.
I like wearing my Nike Treetops, well, because everybody's wearing them.
Question strike you as familiar? I'm sure it does, because nearly every form of media these days uses gripping statements like these to turn you, the consumer, from an individual to just another member of the crowd. By phrasing the statements as they do, companies guilt trip you into buying their product or even joining their club. Think about it. When you were a baby, what did the word Nike mean? As a matter of fact, when you're a baby, what significance did anything material have? Babies don't even wear clothes. iPods, cell phones, the latest Marc Jacobs bag? None of these things were crucial until the media said they were. So what does that make us? People who follow trends and the ebb and flow of society is what you call a conformist. Harsh, I know, but true. A conformist is a person who acts in accordance with prevailing standards and customs. You are the people who support the general ideologies of society rather than swimming against the current of the masses. They moved to the same beat and rhyme sounded off by the powers that be. But it's not their fault. With persuasive and potent tactics such as branding, the media is extremely effective in helping and quite often forcefully making choices for people. You are watching YNTV with your host, Zaytwan Washington. But we at Media Minds TV decided to use the opportunity to show you how media impacts branding and conformity. Open your minds and let us step inside.
Open up your mind and let me step inside. Rest your weary head and let your heart decide. It's so easy when you know the rules.
Walking down the street and seeing teens with the same Nikes on and just a different color. Going to church and seeing your mothers and grandmothers wearing elegant church hats. Or something as simple as going to school and work every day. Have you ever noticed how everyone, with the exception of a few, does the same thing? We all want to have the latest technology while living in an upscale neighborhood striving to uphold the American dream. But why is this? Who set the standards for mankind to want to be the same? And what is our motivation to live up to these standards? Well, the answer to this is simply the media. The media has a powerful impact on the daily lives of people today. The persuasive and tedious commercials and infomercials that we see on the television are forms of advertisement put out there by the corporations and manufacturers. The sole purpose of these ads is to inform consumers about the existence of some new invention and convince them that their lives would be better if they use this invention. After popularity of a product has been established, the goal of a manufacturer is to create a brand name for their product. Once a brand name is created, the product is then guaranteed success in the growing business industry. Nowadays, people are so worried about being accepted by the general population that they fail to realize that they're being homogenous instead of being the heterogeneous individuals that they are. People conform to the movements and habits of everyone else. Solomon Asch, a social psychologist who researched conformity, found that there's an extent to which pressure from other people could affect one's perceptions. In his conformity experiment, he noticed that 74% of the people tested conformed to the responses of the majority of the group, rather than going with their own knowledge and instincts. These results confirm the belief that people today want to be just like their peers, instead of being the individuals that they are. Because of media's growing influence on people to conform, it is sometimes hard for people to be individualistic. But it's not their fault. Aren't we all human? We're growing up and living in a society that wants us to be the same. A society that doesn't necessarily accept nonconformists.